Loud and clear? All right. Hello, everybody. We're here. We're back.
Excellent.
And welcome to another episode of the Under the Helmet podcast. Woo! I just want to say, taking my helmet off a little early to say two things. Number one, from this point on, will be full spoilers. So if you do not want the episode to be spoiled, this is your spoiler warning. And I kind of want to start this episode on a bit of a stronger note. You know, I want to apologize to everybody because I made a mistake. I did some false advertising when promoting this episode because I said that we were going to be talking about the Book of Boba Fett, episode 5. When in reality, we'll be discussing The Mandalorian, season 3, episode 1. And so for those who didn't get, that's called sarcasm. It's still the Book of Boba Fett, but the episode did not feature Boba Fett at all. It had our boy Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, as our main protagonist the whole episode, and it was awesome. Go ahead, take it away, Eli. What'd you think?
Oh my goodness, it was just this episode was so good. It felt so much happened. Like I kept thinking to myself, you know, the episode's gonna end and just keep going for like 10 minutes. Oh, so good. I love the location.
I agree.
Like that whole like ring planet station thing. I loved that. That was so freaking cool. Oh, such a cool location.
That was a really cool planet. That was such a unique biome. We've never seen anything like that in Star Wars before.
I loved it. And then of course having, you know, Paz Vizsla and the armor return was awesome. Me personally, you know, as you may have known, I'm a little partial towards armor, a little biased, as Emily, the guy who played her, has signed my armor. Like she signed the inside of my chest plate, so I'm a little partial. I'm happy to see her back though.
I was too. That was amazing. That was really cool to see because when he showed up,
that part was cool, and then the duel.
Absolutely, the duel over the Darksaber. But I want to kind of backtrack a little bit for 1 second because I want to talk about just the whole idea of the history of Darksaber. They actually got into it today, and they talked about how Tar Vizsla, where in the past he was described as just a Mandalorian Jedi. No, he's the full-on Mandalore. He was the Mandalore. So that's crazy. That was something that I did not expect. And then they actually showed flashbacks of the bombing of Mandalore by like TIE bombers, which blew my mind. Was really cool to see.
Yeah. The Night of 1,000 Tears.
Yes, the Night of 1,000 Tears is as it is been affectionately called. And then so what it seems like is that Moff Gideon is the one that ordered that bombing or participated in it in some way, because when they spoke of him, you know, Paz Vizsla said that he should die, and the armor was like, you know, many Mandalorians have been, you know, killed by him. So that was really cool to see and kind of get a little bit more of that backstory and that history of Mandalore, especially during this time where we know very little. And then they also further explain the rules of the Darksaber. Do you remember what they were?
Right. With the new king, there's some. Let's see, off the top of my head. So it must be, obviously, you know, must be one in combat. We knew that much. But if it is given, then there's, you know, pain and suffering that shall follow in that rule.
There's a curse. So according to the armor,
it's not that it can't, it's that it absolutely shouldn't.
So that is why Bo-Katan was unable to take it back that second time. Because that was always my biggest question going away from Mandalorian season 2 was, why didn't Bo-Katan just take the Darksaber back? Like Mando gave it to her. Like, it was a fair fight. Well, I'll tell you what. He earned that Darksaber this episode. Our boy put in the work. He got some hits, but he gave some hits back on our boy Paz Vizsla.
Oh yeah.
And that's really cool that they actually named him because, I think the only name previously kind of came from behind the scenes content. It wasn't anything that was like, oh, too much space. I'm about to start. He's going to get excommunicado for that. Yes. So that was actually really interesting in the episode when they talked about Mando taking his helmet off. And they weren't a fan of that in his little Mandalorian cult. They kind of called him some pretty mean names. They called our boy, they called him, what was the exact word they called him again? I can't remember now for the life of me. They called him tapping my fingers trying to think, making my thinking face. An apostate is what they called him. Which is interesting, or not an apostate. Started with an A. I don't remember. But they basically called him like a traitor to their creed. That's very true, Gabby. There's something really funny about watching Eli try to drink under his helmet. We're committing to that lack of a face. So if you want to see that face, here's where I'm going to plug it. You got to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If we reach, I think what's our goal? I say plot significant face reveal at, I want to say 20 subscribers. I think that's a reasonable goal. It was apostate. That's right, Charlie. It was apostate. Oh, Eli kind of disappeared for a minute. Eli will be popping back in a minute. He's been having some internet issues, so. But yeah, so he did call him an apostate in the episode. So, which is defined as a person who renounces a religious or political belief or principle. Thank you. Yeah, it's good to see you here, Charlie, as well. Charlie's a good friend of mine. We kind of go back and forth on Instagram. I was on her show, Lightsaber Radio, and it's great to see you in the comments as well. It's also, while we wait for Eli to come back, Sidekick Red. Still think you should get the purple twisty straw. I agree. He should have like some sort of like straw to drink out of on stream. But yes, so if we get to 20 subscribers, we will do a plot significant face reveal. It is coming, so just be prepared for that. I think Eli's still trying to get his internet straight, so we'll just kind of chill for a minute till he gets back. Oh, what are you wearing? Nobody asked. Here's what I'm wearing. I've been working on this is my work in progress. But shoulder plate, left shoulder plate, got the chest plate. I'm just kind of killing for time until he gets back. And then I was doing a costume test before I got started, so I've got my holster with a blaster, a belt. I don't know if you can really tell, but this shirt and this shirt are two different ones. This is actually folded up to kind of give that sort of flak vest style. Trying around with some things, working on some costuming stuff as well. A lot going on behind the scenes. I eventually want to do a stream with the actual like Boba Fett armor on, so that's exciting. Does anybody else have any thoughts or opinions on the episode they want to share? I'd be more than happy to read somebody's off. Ooh, we got 5 viewers. That's really cool. Hi, everybody. Oh, we got 6. That's awesome. So yeah. Does anybody have any thoughts or opinions they want to share? I know I got to give people a minute to type, but here we go. And he's back.
Oh, that was rough.
Yeah, he had to change out the hamster on the wheel while it was running.
Oh, dude. The hamster and I have been having issues recently.
Happens to the best of us. I just kind of went through a very brief description of my armor and stuff like that, so But yeah, so right as you were jumping out, so Charlie came in and said that they did call him an apostate, and that is a person who renounces a religious or political belief or principle. So they basically they called
He's
him
been
out.
excommunicated.
Exactly. And what's the only way for him to get back in?
He has to go to the mines, the waters.
He has to go bathe in the waters of the mines underneath Mandalore. And the mines apparently have been destroyed. They were probably destroyed, my guess is, by the Night of 1,000 Tears. But who knows? It's still kind of up for speculation right now. But with that said, it's exciting time. The Mandalorian, seeing the Mando in this episode was really cool. Kind of understanding him and getting to see the ramifications of him after the Mandalorian season 2 finale was really cool. But I also want to backtrack a bit. So Mando is wielding the Darksaber. In that cold open scene when he drew that Darksaber and started going to town, that was cool.
Oh, it was so good.
I screamed. I screamed out loud. I was like, "No way!" You know.
Because at first he gets out the spear and he's fighting with that, and I was like, okay, and he got out the Darksaber, and I was legitimately like, oh shit, because he just
So it is so he had the spear out and he was fighting with the spear, but it wasn't really working. So all of a sudden, out of the blue, where he pulls out the Darksaber, and he's not that good with it. He kind of struggled a bit wielding the Darksaber, which I think is really cool. I think we're going to see a lot more of that going forward.
Very heavy.
Well, that's interesting too. And then another little lore note I noticed is that the Darksaber is actually made out of Beskar.
Yes. And it's a Beskar unlike they've ever seen.
So it's old Beskar. Old car.
Ooh.
But yeah, so he's got an old Beskar saber, and then the spear was destroyed, which I don't want to say good riddance, but I was never a big fan of the spear. So to see it go, I don't have any reservations over.
I didn't really vibe with the spear. Didn't.
Me either. But what I think is really interesting with this is that Mando is sort of going back to his old ways after losing Grogu. And you could tell he's or giving him up. I don't want to say losing him. But after giving him up and giving him to Luke, he's kind of going through it. I mean,
he's sad.
Our boy is big sad. Our space dad is big sad. Clip that.
Space dad, big sad.
Space dad. The Mandalorian season 3. Episode 1. Big sad, space dad. And welcome to Under the Helmet, ladies and gentlemen. Where we gotta jokes all day.
Oh, we gotta save that.
Absolutely, big sad space dad. Somebody quote it.
Big sad space dad.
But yeah, so what was interesting is seeing the child on the public transit kind of area. Also, Mando had to fly public transit this episode. Our man is really going through it.
He's not only that, he had to surrender his weapons.
He was dropping. Well, it was pretty comical though, seeing everything he had to put in that box.
Oh yeah, like all of his little detonators, all the little casing. He still has the Ambin pulse rifle casings, even though he doesn't have a rifle.
He doesn't have his rifle anymore.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to see him get another one, but I doubt it.
I think doubt it. It was the coolest freaking gun. Disintegrated things and zap stuff.
Sidekick Red said that episode would open with Din with a beer belly in his new ship with the seasonal depression.
Oh, our boy. Our boy's having it out.
Episode 1, big sad space dad. He looks like Thor in Endgame. I think some people actually made that into a meme where they took Thor from Endgame and they kind of just put his Mando's helmet on him and said, "Oh, this is Grogu." Mando after giving up Grogu. But I think it's going to be really interesting seeing Mando's development and what he's going to do, because now he's got a ship, and he's got a fast ship.
He has a very fast ship. Our
boy got pulled over by the space police and simply said, "Pew!" Gone.
No cop, no stop. Even cop, no stop. No cop.
And what was really funny about that is they both look at each other and they go, we ain't catching him. They let him go.
Like, there's... Nope.
They're just like, nah, I don't get paid enough for this. New Republic credits ain't paying the bills. I simply do not get paid enough for this crap.
Good Lord, that was cool.
I believe his name is Trapper Wolf, is the rebel pilot with the beard. He goes,
"Yep.
Do you really want to go back and file paperwork on this?" And as somebody who works in an office job, I felt that. We do not want to file paperwork. So, like, because I remember I used to work at a place. So if anybody got hurt, if we had any incidents, we had to like do a bunch of paperwork, which rightfully so. Gotta file your paperwork. Gotta keep everything in line. But it was a hassle. There was, pages on pages on pages of paperwork. So that is a sentiment I completely relate to. Yeah, we ain't doing no paperwork. Skip that. So let's see. They also spent a lot of time showing Mando rebuilding that ship. Speaking of the ship, what kind of ship does our boy Mando get?
Ooh, Mando's rocking that N1 starfighter, just like the leaks, as it was
just like the leaks. He's got himself an N1 starfighter. What I like about it, though, is that it's incomplete. So you can see a lot of like exposed vents and stuff like that. So it's very different to the sort of starfighters we've seen previously.
It's got a very hot rod feel to it.
Absolutely. So I have some friends that are into modding cars and modding vehicles like that. So that definitely gave me a lot of vibes of seeing my friends talking about like, oh, I put this on my car and I put that on my car, and I'm just like, my car goes from point A to point B. It goes vroom vroom, and I drive. Like,
my car is a Mini Cooper. It's the Gray Ghost.
The Gray Ghost. I've done some work on my car, so like I know enough. But I was also just like, I don't mod my car. Everything on mine's more or less stock.
Gotcha.
But that was really cool, especially with the Mandos. Or not the Mandos, sorry, the Jawas. The little Jawas telling them, hey, go get me this. And they're like, Houdini! And then they go and they get it.
We just stole it. And like,
they stole it. Not only did they steal it, these absolute mad lads stole it from a spice runner while it was running. They really went under there, yoinked them, and said...
I loved how proud of it they were.
Oh,
like, not only were they like, we stole it, they were like, we fucking stole it. Look at us go. Look at us go.
They're like, not only did we steal it, we stole it from the baddest people out there right now. So what does that tell you? Them Jawas don't mess around.
Jawas get the work done.
Jawas do get the work done. We need to put some respect on them Jawas, because they're killing it recently. I mean, they robbed Boba Fett in episode 1.
And they robbed Mando in episode 2.
Oh, yeah, in episode 2 of his show.
Yep.
Magically Gabby says, completely shameless in the best way. Absolutely. Yep. They were shameless. They hit, I'm gonna probably get us in trouble with this, so if I say this, but they hit, this is showing my my Gen Z for a minute, but them boys hit a devious lick on the pikes. Yeah, I said it. Hashtag devious lick. I bet they recorded it and put it on like the HoloNet. They put it on Jawa TikTok.
There you go.
Yep.
Also, evidently, we learned some things about Jawa anatomy.
Yeah, apparently them boys hairy underneath them hoods.
I
The
believe
more you
the
know.
term that they used was furry.
Yeah, they're furry under there. Things I did not need to know. And apparently, Jawa human relationships happen. Okay.
Yeah, I don't get that,
As
but
as a short king, I approve. I would not mind, having somebody taller than me being in a relationship with. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Plus,
it's fair.
Jawas are cool.
Jawas are cool. They get stuff done.
And I think what's funny about that is that Pelly basically says, "Yeah, I got Jawa simping for me. It is what it is." She was making them work. She was like, "Hey, go get this for me, and I might give you a kiss." And then he comes back and he's like, "Hey," and she's like, "I'm working on myself right now." And the Jawa was like, "Oh man, I was getting
He's like,
excited for bullshit. This is bullshit."
he's like, dang. You need anything else though?
It's like my queen.
He's really out
Also,
here just
another
being like,
another thing I really enjoyed was we got to see a little BD droid in the episode.
oh, I have so much to talk about with that. Oh,
Yes,
my dude,
I
I love
so
BD units.
so I have watched, or I have watched. I've played Fallen Order. I've probably played through the game twice now. Once on a regular difficulty. I did New Game Plus. And so I have a lot of love and a lot of appreciation for BD and any BD units. So as soon as I saw him pop up,
As
I got very excited. I know this isn't BD1, the one from Fallen Order, but there's also a
yeah,
BD unit in the Dr. Aphra comics. So what that's telling me is that those droids are
it's true.
starting to get more widespread usage. Which I gotta say, if anybody wants to get me a big gift, send me a BD droid. I will love you forever.
Oh, I have one. He's just in pieces currently. But as somebody who's rocking, a new game plus grandmaster difficulty playthrough of Fallen Order, I have a special place in my heart for BD1.
Yeah, it saves your life so many times.
Oh yes, you better believe it. I was rocking all 10 stims by the end of the game because I absolutely had to be.
Oh yeah, you had to. I'll never forget. I played it. I can't remember what difficulty I played Fallen Order on. I played it on, I think regular, whichever. I think it's Jedi Knight or something like that. The regular difficulty.
Yeah, I think it's night.
Yeah, so I played it on Jedi Knight for most of my run through. The only fight that gave me enough trouble to where I had to adjust the difficulty was the Malicos fight.
Oh my god, the
I got
Malicos fight sucks so bad,
I
but it's
got
also
beat.
so cool.
I got beat by Malicos, I think 20 times in a row before I finally said, F this. I changed the difficulty to easy, and I went in there and just unleashed my rage on that man. And he still almost beat me. Malicos is
I think I
simply
had
built.
two solid. He's built
Malicos
well
is simply
for an old man. They don't build Jedi like they used to.
They don't. Well, I don't know. I think Luke could hang with him.
Yeah, you think so?
I would love to do a bracket and just kind of and I mean, it's not about power levels and stuff like that. 'Cause this isn't like an anime, but it would be kind of cool to see all the different heroes and kind of compare their power levels and see who would come out in a hypothetical duel and backed up with evidence. I'd love to see that personally.
I'd like that. I'd enjoy that.
Personally, but that's just me.
Heck, we could make it ourselves.
We could probably do that. A well-researched and thoroughly planned out documentary on why Luke Skywalker would spank Malicos in a fight. Number one, Malicos is dead. Luke isn't.
I mean, there's that. Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta say, Cal Kestis is a great character. Speaking of Cal Kestis, we're kind of done with Book of Boba Fett. At the end of the episode, we all knew it was coming. Fennec came and recruited Din to join their cause.
But he's doing this. He's doing this pro bono,
and he's doing it for free. My boy just said, "Hey, He's in the mood to mess some people up. I am excited to see Din joining their team and to see who else might join. So all our theories from the last live are still on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed for my boy Dengar. But that's just me. I want to see Dengar out there giving people dirt naps from Battlefront 1, but that's just me.
I got my fingers bosked, man. Fingers bosked.
Yeah. Fingers bosked. So anyways, moving on. To kind of wrap up, we're going to talk about a little bit of Star Wars news we've seen recently. So, new game announcements coming out.
Oh,
we've got a couple. So there's 3 new Star Wars titles that were just launched or announced. So that's exciting. I'm very excited to see what comes of that. Oh, wow, we've made it, guys. We've got our first bot. Very cool.
What?
Love that.
You're kidding.
Dear. Oh gosh, I don't even know how to pronounce that. That's not even English. Like, at least if you had like characters in a different language, I could kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. Vum Ong, very cool. Speaking alien to us. Explain us your ways, oh Vumdir. Vum Hiel. I'll check the link out. Don't check the link out. Don't do it. Don't follow the link.
Don't check the link.
You're gonna get like 30 different viruses on your device. Don't do it, please. If I ever see
you're gonna get space AIDS.
Chat, I'll just give him some. I'll just chat some smack and move on. Anywho, so speaking of games, so basically, Fallen Order 2. He said that was a bad idea. I kind of want to know what came up. Psychic Red, why? Oh my god, Psychic Red. That's hilarious. That was funny. All right. Well, slow clap. Well done for that one. That was funny. That was good. That was really funny. Anyway, so moving on. Jedi Fallen Order 2 is all but confirmed. They announced it without announcing it. But there's also 2 other games coming. A first-person shooter. And then what was the third title they had just recently announced? I wasn't sure.
I believe it's a strategy game.
Yes, a strategy game. So those are all going to be really interesting to kind of see how that comes. So for the people waiting for Battlefront 3, it's never going to happen, bro. I'm sorry. Battlefront 2 was just too controversial, unfortunately. And I loved Battlefront 2. I really enjoyed the game. I mean, I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered the game and played the heck out of it. But it's imperfect. And unfortunately, they've decided to cut their losses with that game. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is.
It's saddening, but understandable.
What's great is that if this podcast ever gets big and Battlefront 3 comes out, someone's going to clip this and just be like, you were wrong. Please, prove me wrong. Please, future person.
I would enjoy that.
I would like to be proven wrong, but I'm just looking at kind of the facts here. And also, another thing worth talking about, also part of the reason why I'm going to be saving it for a game console, Lego Star Wars. Finally, a release date.
We have a release date.
Excited.
Oh.
So I've played the Lego games when I was a kid. I even played the Lego Clone Wars game. So
the Lego Clone Wars game was good.
Oh, I love the Lego Clone Wars game. I loved it. So what's exciting is that they're going to be adding so much more to the game. I am over the moon to see what comes out of this game. And I believe they're going to be doing DLC packs based on The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, stuff like that. So this game is going to have a good lifetime to it. I am so excited. I don't have a game system yet. My Xbox One that I had is at my parents' house. But once I get a game system, believe me, I'm gonna be spending some time on that game. And I already don't leave the house. It's gonna be game over. Eventually, if we get big enough and get an audience, maybe I'll do some streams.
Oh, I'm going to do some streams regardless of our audience.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be fun. Well, I don't have any game record.
Catch me.
Stuff like that or anything. So if I get the equipment, streaming some gameplay, Lego Star Wars, let's go.
Catch me recording in the helmet.
Nice.
I believe
helmet.
It. Helmet
or even better, put the helmet on the camera.
You now see what I see.
Can you see what I see? A very thin line, and don't breathe out too much because your helmet will fog.
Yeah.
Of helmets. Because I had mine on the day, and I was like walking around the apartment with my helmet on, trying to get used to the idea of wearing one. And like every time I would like just insta fog. Wonderful.
Vents. Get vents for your helmet. Or not vents, fans.
I don't know how you can put a fan on a Black Series, but I'll figure it out.
Very carefully.
Very, very carefully. Yeah, it's a Black Series. It's a nice one. I think for my old Boba Fett, or the Empire Strikes Back one, I want to do like a Cobb Danth one, so I can actually like just walk around with it off. Have it under my shoulder. Kind of
I'd like that.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's in the pipeline. This armor is the template for something much more and much greater. But anyways, with that being said, you have anything else you'd like to discuss?
No, not particularly. I actually did a photo shoot today. Not Mando stuff, but a new cosplay.
Ooh, new cosplay.
So we're gonna be seeing some of that from me soon. Watch the page.
Exciting. That's exciting.
It's been dormant for a while, but
we're excited to see what comes of it. Anybody in chat have anything else they want to add? Any thoughts, opinions on the episode? Anybody? I was looking at Blue Psychic Red and got Candy Crush for us. The ultimate sacrifice.
Man's he's doing his part.
In the chat for pay respect. Thank you, Charlie. Really love she said, really love the chatter, guys. Thank you, Charlie. And also for everybody, if you want another Star Wars podcast, Charlie runs a really great show called Lightsaber Radio. I said this previously, but I was on there. I was on there a couple weeks ago. They're a lot of fun. They're a great group. They've got a really, they're just fun. They're a fun podcast. I actually go in there and I'm in their chat a lot of the times, just cracking jokes and having a good old time. So if you guys ever want to swing on by into the stream and kind of hang out in the audience with me, feel free. So with that, I want to say thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for watching our show. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. So the plan right now is to eventually start doing Lightsaber Radio. They're live in a few hours. So if you're watching this on Eastern Standard Time, it will be they go live at 8 p.m. our time. Or my time, which is Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what time zone everybody else is. I'm assuming close. But yeah, so they run off Central Time mostly, and Greenwich Mean. So that's always fun to try to translate in my head. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for coming out. So so the plan right now is to start doing Wednesday streams, kind of becoming more consistent. The 6 o'clock time slot seems to work pretty well, but we'll mess around with it and we'll keep you guys posted. So the best way to keep up with us is to follow our Instagram Under the Helmet Podcast, and also our personal Instagrams, Basement Beskar Cosplaying and Dylan Just Cosplays. And with that, we're gonna say thank you guys, good night, and we hope to see you soon under the helmet.